The ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives looking into the recall of old Naira notes has rejected the 10-day extension granted by the Central Bank of Nigeria and notably the president of the country. Now, the governor of the Central Bank, Emefiele, earlier announced the extension of the deadline till February the 10th from the initial 31st January. Mr. Emefiele announced the extension after a meeting with President Buhari at his country home Daura, Katsina State. Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu, who was with us over the weekend and broke this news, is with us again. Chika, we're walking you over time.
No. You should start paying me in dollars.
In dollars. You're welcome.
Don't pay me old notes.
Exactly. New notes, exactly.
Yeah, but see, notice.
Yes.
See, you guys. I'm not talking about fuel scarcity again. No.
We need to bring it back up. I know, right? It's still
like you. It's
terrible.
It's so easily move on to other things.
We have to keep the pressure.
Yeah. Fuel scarcity.
Yes.
People as Nigerians are still suffering.
Yes.
Transport fares are up in the roof.
Yes.
And our colleagues and workers are struggling to come to work.
Chika, thanks for.
Let's not forget about fuel scarcity.
We cannot.
Oh yeah, I mean, the current issue.
Yes.
New notes.
House of Reps.
Oh yeah. I hope I got his name right. Doguwa.
Yes.
That's the committee. I think it was on one of the stations.
Yeah.
Talking about rejecting the extension. Now, we don't play politics here.
No, we do not. It's all business.
We're all business. So let's start trying to address this issue on several fronts. The first thing is that you have heard me talk about the houses here. And I think the senators are called distinguished.
Yes.
And the House people are called honorable.
Yes.
It reminds me of that McAntony speech, at Caesar's funeral. He says, friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. I've come to bury Caesar but not to praise him.
Yes.
Then he goes on to say that, so Britain's an honorable man. And so they are all honorable men.
Yes.
So they are all honorable people. And when they're honorable, the implications.
Yes, of course.
Same house. Again, I think they should need to get their acts right because the minority leader of the house had come out to praise Central Bank for the 10 days extension.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mr. Lajidogo has said that it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
I wish I have his line. I would have asked him why this fixation on 6 months extension.
Yeah, he used the act. He used the CBN Act.
The CBN Act does not, I'm not a lawyer,
right?
But the Act doesn't mention anything about 6 months.
Right.
It's at the discretion of Central Bank. Central Bank has provided is 10 days, extra 7 days window.
Yes.
For people, after the closure on the 10th, for people to take their money. Again, when I announced this thing when I broke this news on Sunday,
yes,
I announced that you can take your money to the banks.
Yes.
The CBN has subsequently corrected me and said that you should actually take it to the CBN centers.
Okay.
See, just like the president said, you had 3 months.
Yeah.
To take your most currency into the bank.
Yeah.
How come that you're waited for this lastminute.com? Not to take. I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
My problem again with this House of Rep thing is the issue of selective oversight. There's so many issues bothering our country, like the one I mentioned now, fuel
scarcity. Yeah.
We have suffered here several times on that major things, and they never, talked about them or addressed them with the same passion and drive that they're doing this one now. And suggests to me, therefore, that is when their personal, interests
being hit.
That's when they become fanatical about the so-called Nigeria or the rural people. The rural people they're talking about, Central Bank has particularly addressed them and had bank on the wheels, have moved to rural areas to change their currencies directly, using the super agents, and that has been working. You also saw some Nigerians who are already spraying their wedding. Again, that's causing the rules of the banks because Central Bank takes the bulk currency, shares it among the banks, and the banks now distribute it to their outlets. So it's not, the banks have to work with Central Bank to make sure that their staffs are not colluding with individuals.
Did you have the DSS?
The DSS
said there was an arrest.
We're talking about people who don't have it yet. The people are spraying it in parties like that and with big bundles. It doesn't speak well for our country. So I guess CBN found in the first announcement there was one announcement for this extra 7 days.
Yeah.
So let me summarize. Legal tender up to February 10th.
Yeah.
You are free to buy and sell with the existing Nigerian currency in the denominations of 200, 500, and 1,000 naira.
Yes.
And walk into your bank and pay in your bank accepted. From by end of February 10,
yeah,
it ceases to be a legal tender.
Yeah.
You can buy and sell with that currency again after the 10th. However, if for any reason your Naira is so much, Naira is so much, you're not able to put them in before 10th, you are free to walk into any CBN location, they are in the 36th state of federation, and go and exchange your money or pay your money and they credit your account with that.
Okay.
There's enough time for anybody who is serious. As the president said. Now, the other thing also that I want to talk about is in this, like Dogowa's, passion and drive, is Hadi Chess, the author, wrote a book called Why Pick on Me?
Yeah.
No one another, Why Pick on Me? Yeah. I'm just wondering why he picks on the Central Bank governor.
Yeah.
Because the big boy is our daddy, the president of Nigeria.
Yeah.
And each time, the president has even vocalized it and said, this is me, this is that, no extension, no that. I don't wonder why they don't attack the president.
Instead, they're going for the CBN
They will go for the CBN governor,
right?
Who derives his authority from this to act on this from the president. Yeah. The memos he sent to the president can say yes or no.
Right.
And what the president acquires, it means it's the president's responsibility. And so the fanaticism with the drive and passion which they're attacking the CBN governor, I don't understand. It sounds to me that it's more personal than nationalistic, and everybody has to work on that. Yeah. You heard the VP talk about it also.
Yes, the vice president. Yes. What do you think of his comments?
Everyone knows, we know that. Yeah. I mean, let's not bury our heads in the sand. Yeah. We know that cash is symptomatic with anything illegal. Right. Whether it's you're paying bribe, whether it's fraud, whether it's movement of, whatever, drugs, whatever it is, you cannot pass it through the banking system because you can easily be traced. That's why these alternative channels. Now you raise the issue of every policeman in this country, every soldier in this country has an account number. None of them is paid salary in cash. Right. Their accounts are created with their salaries. Yeah. So if there are security payments for participating in the election, it's just a matter of putting account numbers and all the accounts will be credited. Yeah. Yeah. And even when you even pay them in that way, that's when they can transfer it to the families and wives and children in far-flung places. If you give them cash, they cannot leave their position to go and pay it into the bank. Right. So using that as an excuse of why we should continue this is not acceptable. That's why a lot of things go wrong in Nigeria. A lot of people talk about you buy this thing at the custom, you buy scanners for custom people. Yeah. They will not use it. They say it's better to be doing manual in the interest of the nation. Yeah, yeah. This is not the interest of the nation. It's the interest of their personal agenda, pockets. A lot of people use this interest of the nation or the poor people. Yeah. The rural. Some of them, some people are talking about rural areas. I'm not going to root their constituencies in the last 1 year, so they don't even know what's happening there. Yeah. Here they're taking fuel subsidy in the interest of the poor. Meanwhile, the poor are not profiting from the fuel subsidy. Yeah. And so, we take with a pinch of salt some of this, selected oversight. And for me, nobody has come out to say that the objectives of this currency change is not right. Right. Nobody has come to say the fact that Nigeria is not due for a currency change. It's just the timing that they're trying to. It's not even timing. The time was enough for you if you had old currency. Yeah. Pay it into your bank account. You are told, and then transact on it. Nobody stopped you from doing that. So all this lastminute.com people are shouting now is that what CBN has to do is, in partnership with the bank, is to make sure, as you said, that the new currencies are put out there in all the channels or the ATMs. Make sure that all the bank staff don't start profiting and selling on this new currency like we saw on those parties. Yeah. Let the bank CEO sanction any of the employees that they catch, dealing with these new currencies and not giving it to the customers as a window. For me, that's what it is.
All right, business analyst and the breaking news correspondent, Chika Mbonu. Chika, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate your time.